Hi, welcome. This is Everyday Cooking with Lynn and Heather. I'm Heather, and as you see, Lynn can't be with us today. She's sick. She's feeling very under the weather right now. So today, it's just me in my kitchen. We are going to do Sunday soup. And the reason why I call this Sunday soup is because you could put it on before you go to church on Sunday and have it done by 5 or 6 o'clock that afternoon and have it for dinner, which is the best kind of soup. And this kind of soup you can leave in your fridge for like 4 days and eat on it, or you can add broth to it every day and have and freeze it. So it's up to you how you want to do this. We're going to start with the basic. The basic is chopped beef. So you just take any beef that you want and just chop it into little cubes. And you put it in the crock pot at 8 o'clock in the morning and put it on low, and you just cover the beef with broth. That you just want it just covered. And you let it sit on low until you get out of church. Say 12 o'clock. That's 4 hours. That way the meat is nice and tender. And the seasonings that I use in this is steak seasoning. So we're not going to add a lot of salt to this. You're going to add salt as you go because there's things that already have salt in it. Like sometimes the broth will have salt in it. Sometimes the tomatoes will already have salt in them. So we're not going to add salt to this. Well, to the soup. This did have salt added to it to cook for 4 hours. And I used a regular just steak seasoning for the beef that's in here. So this is what we're going to start with. Now I've already cooked this for you, so you don't have to wait for me. And I'll show you. We're just going to take everything in there, see? Everything that's in there and put it in this big pot. Because we want a big pot of soup. It can feed a lot of people. So we're going to take the lid off. We're going to put it over here. And we're going to bring... hopefully it won't fall off the table. We're going to bring this over here to this pot. We're going to move some things around, and I'm going to show you that we're just going to put everything into this pot. Now all the vegetables that I have were frozen except for the beans were canned and the tomatoes were canned. And well, these were fresh also. But I'll show you too. As I put them in, I'll show you. So I'm just going to get some of the juice in here into this pot so I won't be spilling it. Because you want all those juices and all that beautiful protein that's in there. And we're going to see if we can just pick it up and pour it in. There you go. There you go. So in this particular brand, now I froze these. I don't know if you're supposed to freeze them, but I did. These are fresh herbs. If you can get fresh herbs, get fresh herbs. But I have a particular budget that I have to stick to every week. So I basically piecemealed this soup together over a period of 3 weeks. So that I would get, when corn was on sale, I could get corn that week with my budget and still stay into my budget. But this is frozen scallions, mushrooms, garlic, basil, bay leaves, these are bay leaves, and that's it. So this is going to go all into the pot as it is. We're just going to put it all in there. Now, this is black beans that were in the can. I just rinsed them thoroughly, and we're going to go in there. That's one of our proteins. These are fresh cut green beans. I just happen to have them. Normally I would do frozen green beans. That's fine. But these are fresh cut green beans that we're just going to throw in the pot. The longest vegetable that's going to take to cook is going to be the potatoes. These are little tiny round. I love these. These are perfect for a soup because you can put them in whole. And I just love red potatoes. They're my favorites. So we're going to add those. going to add corn. This is just frozen corn that I got out, you know, just a little thing. Now, if you want to get the vegetables that are all in one package where you have the corn and the beans and the whatever all in one thing, that's fine. You can do that. I like individuals because I really like a lot of vegetables in my vegetable soup. Because I not only freeze half of it for later on in the month, but I just love vegetables. I really do. I come from the South and vegetables are just so awesome. So this is corn. We're just going to add this. This, I normally would put a block of spinach in there, but I have recently come across kale, and I didn't realize how good it was and how good for you it is. I had it at a restaurant that had like bone broth with it. It was just amazing. So this is frozen kale. I'm going to add the whole thing. Like I said, I like a lot of vegetables in my soup. Now this is just a little package of stir fry. It has all sorts of things in there. It has a little broccoli, it has a little bell pepper, little onion, a little crunchy watercress, which is pretty cool. So I'm just going to add this whole thing. And now the carrots. Now you can put as little and as much, of course, of these vegetables as you want for your pie. And it just depends on what you like in vegetables. You can put a little or a lot. We're going to add the whole thing. Now, the best part of the soup to me is the tomatoes. I love tomatoes. And I always get the canned, and it has the basil, garlic, and oregano in it. And it's diced tomatoes. So you just want to add 4 cans of tomatoes, sometimes more. Depends on how much you like tomatoes. I'm going to add 4. Now, because I added fresh herbs and spices in there, and I'm not going to add a lot of seasoning. We're going to put a little pepper in here, and we're going to put the beef broth, and we're going to let this simmer. We're going to bring it to a boil and let it simmer. Now, it can be done in an hour. How you know it's done is if you test one of the potatoes and you can put a fork or a knife all the way through the potato, then you know all of it's done. So I usually recommend cooking it for longer if you can, but you can just cook it for an hour and it's fine. So, look at that. This is a 12-quart pot, and this is how much vegetables I love in my vegetable beef soup. My Sunday beef soup. So, now we're going to add some pepper. I like the cracked pepper. I just got this recently. We're going to add a little pepper to it. We're not going to add salt, like I said, because the tomatoes might have salt, and I had already added salt to the beef when I cooked it. So, there you go. Now we're going to put in the broth. You just get regular beef broth, whatever you like. This is unsalted, but you can get salted, that's fine. Just make sure you check the salt intake. You have to taste your soup as it cooks to make sure you have enough salt or pepper or whatever other spice you want to put in it. I'm going to put probably, it might be all 4 cans, all 4 of the broth, but I'm going to try to leave one out because as I eat this, I want to add more broth because I'm going to have a whole bunch of vegetables in the bowl and then put broth in it, and just add a little bit of broth every day, and it's going to be wonderful. You'll see. And like I said, soup is one of those things you can put in the fridge and you can eat it for like 3 days. It's wonderful. Okay, now we're going to add, this is the 3rd one, and we are going to just keep going until it is almost about that much to the top. That's how much liquid we want in there. If you do not have enough beef broth, Use water. It's fine. My mother used to use water all the time. I just prefer beef broth because it's already seasoned. It's wonderful. You already have it in your cupboard normally. Here we go. This is the last one. And I'm just going to fill this all the way up, and I'm going to show you. It's going to be pretty full and pretty heavy. So, yep, I'm going to need a little water to make it go. Because of the fact that this, I just needed just a little bit more. So I'm just going to add a little water to it. I added water to this to bring it up to about that far from the top, because we want it to have a good rolling boil, and we want to make sure all the juices and everything marinate with all of that, and you have some broth for your soup. Now, we're going to cover this, and we're going to cook it for an hour, and it will be done. And when we will be right back in a moment, and you will see the finishing touch, and then I'm going to make you cheese biscuits, and you're going to love those. Hi, welcome back. We've already got the soup done. Now we're going to start on the cheese biscuits. Now this is one of my favorite things to do, and it's what all of my friends always ask for when they want me to bring something to the house when we're doing a potluck. It's a comfort food. It's really good. I can remember when my daddy first made cheese on toast for me when I was a little girl. It was in the broiler, and he would just put a piece of white bread and some slices of cheese until it melted, and we would have that. And he would actually dip his in molasses, which actually is pretty good if you ever try it. Try it if you can. So this is what we're going to do. We want a block of cheese that is a hard cheese. The harder the cheese, the better the cheese is going to stay in the biscuit and not melt out of the biscuit. This is cheddar, extra sharp cheese, and, well, extra sharp, actually. That's what I like, and I like the white cheddar. I don't like the yellow. It's got dyes in it. That's not good for you. So always try to get the white cheese if you can. Now, I use canned biscuits. The reason why I use canned biscuits is because I'm not a baker. I don't bake. I don't like to bake. It's not my thing. I like to cook. This is easy. So easy, and your family is going to absolutely love it. You just take a biscuit, and I get the really big ones, the big size, and the flavor has always got butter in it. So remember to get the brand that has the big biscuits with butter, because that's going to give you your best biscuit. So we take one of the biscuits, and we flatten it out in the middle. I'm going to cut it down for now, and we're going to cut the cheese. Cut the cheese. We want to cut a block of cheese so it'll melt the right way. So you want a really good square. So this is what I do. I cut off a big piece, and then I cut it this way. So it's like 4 pieces. There we go. So the block is about that big. Now, you want to spray your pan too, because you don't want your biscuits to stick. So I always spray my pan before I lay down my biscuits. Just use any kind of cooking spray, doesn't matter, just as long as it doesn't stick. So, now we're going to flatten out the middle of this. I'm going to put this big hunk of cheese in it, and we're going to mold the biscuit around it. Now, as you can see, it's really big. So, what we're going to do is we're going to pinch it. We're going to pinch it just like that. All the way around. All the way around. We're going to pinch it. Then we're going to mold it into it like that, because you don't want it leaking out. They still sometimes leak out. You can't do anything about that once it starts cooking, but you're going to try to get all that pinched up so it doesn't leak out, because you want all that great cheese right in the middle. And then I do a little roll. And then the side that's pinched, I'm going to put down. That's how you do it. Don't put the side that's pinched up, because it'll open up more. So you put it like that. So I'm going to do another one and show you. And we're going to do all of these just like that. And these Your family is going to love it, I promise. So again, we're going to flatten out the middle. Take this big hunk of cheese. And we're going to press it. And we're going to mold the biscuit all the way around it, pinching the edges together to make sure that the dough doesn't open like that. See? See how I have it? And then we're going to roll it to get it all to a nice ball. Make sure, you know, if you see any cheese, make sure you pinch it so that you don't see the cheese. You don't want to see cheese. You want to make sure the dough is completely around it. And then you're going to put the pinched sides down. And you're going to put them about that far apart. Now the oven, we set it about 350, and we're going to cook them for about 20 minutes. Sometimes, depending on your oven and the temperature of your oven, you need to check them at 10 to see how they are. And I'm going to show you what color they should be so that you know when they're done, so you don't overdo them or burn the bottom, because that has happened to me before. It's not fun when you have burnt biscuits, trust me. I have a timer now. I didn't used to, but now I do. I have a timer that I use, and I set my timer in the kitchen and to make sure that I don't burn the biscuits, because that's just bad. People get upset when you have burned cheese biscuits. I'm not too happy about that. So we're just going to continue like this until we get all of our biscuits done. And I will be right back to show you what the end product is going to look like. Okay, now we're getting our biscuits out, and they're going to be perfect. These are beautifully done cheese biscuits. Look at that. You see how they have the little brown top? You need that little brown top, but you don't need it too brown, so you have to be careful. Now, we have our soup over here, already ready, done. Now we're going to serve. And that's what's left to do. And eat. How about that? We're going to take the top off. Well, I'll put it over here. We have our biscuits done. Now we're going to plate everything. So look at this soup, guys. Look at that. The meat and the vegetables. We're just going to put it in there. You're going to dig deep and get some of those really good vegetables out. And beef is always goes to the bottom, the beef does. So you have to really dig for it. So, oh, look at that. And then we're going to put some broth in. Just like that. A little more. There you go. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? That is beef vegetable soup. Voila, there you go. Now we're going to have a cheese biscuit to go with it. And I'm going to come over here and get the spatula. So we're going to get a cheese biscuit. I'm going to show you what they look like. We're going to cut it in half. There you go. And look at that. Look at that cheese right there. It's all gooey. There you go. Look at that. Look at that cheese. See it? It's all gooey and yummy. Perfect. Until next time, this is Heather, and this is Everyday Cooking with Lynn and Heather. Have a good night.